Ava had always been a dreamer. She imagined big things, creating art that moved people, traveling to far-off lands, and standing on a stage, inspiring crowds to chase their own dreams. But there was a catch, a shadow that followed her every idea. Ava was afraid. She was afraid of what others would think, terrified of failing, and, most of all, paralyzed by the fear of just starting. Her life felt like it was stuck on a loop, a cycle of wanting to do something amazing, but always hesitating. It was as if her mind was a master excuse-maker, conjuring every possible reason to wait, every justification to stay wrapped in the comfort of her safe, predictable world, even if it meant watching the life she truly wanted pass her by. One morning, as she sipped her coffee and gazed out the window at the world waking up, Ava made a quiet promise to herself. "Today will be different," she whispered, but deep down, a familiar doubt lingered. Could she really do it? Could she finally take that first, terrifying step into the unknown? As she sat there, lost in a whirlwind of thoughts, a piece of advice from a close friend echoed in her mind. "Ava," her friend had said, "whenever you feel stuck, just take a leap. The hardest part is always the first 5 seconds. After that, you'll be amazed at how everything else just falls into place." Ava contemplated that idea. A leap. What did that even mean? Was it some grand, dramatic gesture? Or could it be something smaller, something as simple as a tiny push to get her moving, a gentle nudge into the unknown? Just then, her phone buzzed. It was an email from her art teacher. The subject line jumped out at her. "Our next big project is coming up, you ready?" Ava's heart started to pound in her chest. This was it. This was the moment she had been both anticipating and dreading. Her teacher was expecting a new piece, something bold and original, a painting that would be displayed in a gallery for everyone to see. Ideas flooded her mind. She could almost see it: vivid colors, sweeping, confident brushstrokes, the kind of art that tells a story without a single word. But then, right on cue, the fear crept back in, its cold fingers wrapping around her confidence. What if it's not good enough? What if people don't get it? What if I fail? Again. She glanced at the clock on the wall. She realized she had a choice. She had 5 seconds, that's all. 5 seconds before her overthinking mind could talk her out of it, before it could list 1,000 reasons why she wasn't ready, before she could let her fears win yet another battle. Suddenly, she took a deep breath, the words of her friend ringing in her ears. 5 seconds, Ava. Just 5 seconds. Without another thought, she sprang up, grabbed a paintbrush, dipped it into a vibrant splash of bold red, and in one swift motion, smeared it across the intimidatingly blank canvas. Her heart was racing. There was no turning back now. That first stroke felt terrifying, like she was crossing some invisible line between the safety of her comfort zone and the chaos of creation. But as soon as the brush made contact, something inside her shifted. The fear didn't magically vanish, it just became quieter, its voice fading into the background. She started moving faster, her strokes becoming more decisive and confident with each passing moment. The more she painted, the more she realized a profound truth. It wasn't about the final outcome. It was about the act of starting, about trusting herself enough to just begin. The leap, she discovered, was never as massive as her mind had made it seem. It was simply a matter of pushing through those first few seconds of hesitation. A few hours later, Ava stepped back to look at her work. What had started as a blank, intimidating canvas now pulsed with life, a story unfolding in color and texture. Her heart was racing again, but this time, it was a different feeling entirely. It wasn't fear. It was exhilaration. She had taken her leap, not just with the paintbrush, but with her own thoughts. She had silenced the doubts that whispered she wasn't good enough, that she should wait for the perfect moment. She had put her trust in herself during those first 5 critical seconds, and Ava didn't stop there. The very next day, she finally signed up for the public speaking course she'd been eyeing for months. The day after that, she booked her first solo art show. Slowly but surely, she began to step out of her comfort zone, one 5-second leap at a time. With every leap she took, whether it was starting a new project, signing up for a new class, or simply trying something she was afraid of, FCI felt herself grow stronger, more capable. And with each new leap, she realized that it wasn't the big, dramatic moments that truly made the difference. It was the small ones. The moments when she chose to act, just for 5 seconds, before her mind could overthink it. Ava learned a powerful lesson. When you take that first step, everything else seems to follow. It's the leap that changes your life, not the landing. And the best part? You can take as many leaps as you want. Now, whenever Ava faces a new challenge or a moment of hesitation, she remembers her simple but powerful rule. She takes a deep breath, counts down from 5, and then she leaps. And with every single leap, she gets a little bit closer to the vibrant, dream-filled life she always imagined for herself. So, what about you? What's something you've been waiting to do? Something you've been putting off? Will you take your own 5-second leap today? Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiration.